When we found out that Meghan Markle was expecting a baby, we couldn't wait to find out more. But unfortunately for us, we might have to wait, since the royal family isn't much for oversharing. However, if you know a little bit about body language, you can tell more than the Duke and Duchess of Sussex probably realize they're revealing. Before we begin, make sure to click on the subscribe button and turn on your notifications for more videos from the taco. For years, we watched Prince Harry enjoy being an uncle, while everyone wondered when he would settle down. We were thrilled when he became smitten with the beautiful Meghan Markle, and soon the two of them were walking down the aisle together. Even in normal families, couples are often hounded about when they'll be expecting a baby as soon as they finish signing their wedding license. In the royal family, people tend to get even more baby crazy. Members of this family rarely remain child-free, and both Meghan and Harry were in their 30s when they got married. Pretty much the instant these two got married, people began predicting when they would announce a pregnancy. Well, we didn't have to wait long, because Meghan Markle got pregnant just a few months after marrying Prince Harry. The Duke and Duchess announced they're expecting to welcome their first child in spring 2019. But aside from that, don't expect too many updates coming from their official royal social media accounts. Members of the royal family tend to be secretive about their pregnancies, and for the first few months, Meghan Markle kept hers a secret entirely. She employed some truly clever wardrobe tricks to distract prying eyes until she was ready to make the announcement. Announcing the sex of your baby in advance is becoming an increasingly common practice, and nowadays we even celebrate it with a party sometimes. But don't expect to hear about Meghan Markle's gender reveal party, because it's not going to happen if she wants to follow the royal family rules. It's simply not done to announce that information in advance, and even Kate and William didn't find out the sexes of Prince George and Princess Charlotte in advance. In addition to keeping the sex a secret from the public and possibly themselves, Meghan and Harry will also be keeping the baby's name a secret. It's up to the discretion of the couple when to share this exciting information, and sometimes it can take a while. When Queen Elizabeth gave birth to Prince Charles, she didn't announce his name for over a month. We can only imagine how the people placing bets on the royal baby name felt after a few weeks of waiting. There was a time when Meghan Markle maintained a constant social media presence, but that ended when she got engaged to Prince Harry. Instead of following her on Instagram or reading her lifestyle blog, The Tig, we now have to wait for official proclamations to find out anything new about her life. For fans of Meghan Markle, this has been a hard adjustment, but she still makes plenty of public appearances. Now that we know she's pregnant, we have been paying extra close attention to the body language she and her husband, Prince Harry, have been displaying. You can tell a surprising amount about a person based on the way they carry themselves, and even the smallest gesture can reveal a wealth of information. So let's take a look at some of the facts we've been receiving without either member of this happy couple uttering a single word. When analyzing someone's body language or behavior, you always want to establish a baseline and keep it in mind. Your baseline behavior is how you behave under normal circumstances. We all have our unique quirks, posture, and mannerisms, and it's important to take them into account when reading body language. After all, normal body language for one person could signal major distress in another. Fortunately for us, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry make no shortage of public appearances, and they're also not shy about expressing their affection for one another. The royal family has a ton of rules, which means these two are forced to keep their PDA to a minimum. But despite smooching in public being hugely frowned upon, this couple has always managed to show that they're head over heels in love with one another. In many pictures, you'll notice the Duke and Duchess of Sussex doing the same gesture or standing in the same position. This is something known as mirroring, and it's something we often do subconsciously when we like someone. Our brains naturally want to imitate people we like, and you can see that happening all the time with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. There's no doubt that these two feel deeply connected to one another and approach situations totally in sync. Another common occurrence is Prince Harry reaching out to offer Meghan a gesture of support or comfort. This can be as simple as placing his hand on her back, and although it might not look like much, it means a lot. It says that Prince Harry is often overcome with the urge to protect his partner and feels comfortable enough to demonstrate this desire. When she joined the royal family, Meghan Markle suddenly found herself the center of attention and having to follow a ton of sometimes strange rules. We're sure she appreciates a bit of subtle confirmation from her beloved partner. You don't have to be a master of body language to see the way these two positively glow when they're near each other. And we aren't just talking about Meghan's pregnancy glow. Even before Meghan became pregnant, she and Harry were always spotted smiling ear to ear at one another. Genuine smiles stretch all the way across your face and reflect in your eyes. There's no way these two are faking their big grins and loving facial expressions here. These two have really set the bar high for positive body language signs, and they have ever since they first met. But ever since Meghan became pregnant, there have been some subtle changes in the way they interact with one another. Prior to becoming pregnant, Meghan and Harry usually walked in unison with one another. But now, Harry can frequently be spotted walking a step or two ahead of his wife. But don't worry, this isn't a cause for concern. When one half of a couple walks far in front of their partner, it's usually a bad sign. It can mean they are completely out of touch with their partner and are concerned with his or her safety or comfort. But in this case, we often see Harry walking a mere pace or two ahead of Meghan. They still maintain physical contact in many cases, and Harry will often hold his arm in front of Meghan's stomach. It's a simple gesture, but one filled with meaning. It's clear he's willing to protect his wife and unborn baby from absolutely anything. Not that Prince Harry thinks there is any real danger. It's likely a subconscious move he doesn't even realize is happening. In addition to this added bit of protective body language, these two have been even more touchy-feely than usual. And as we've discussed earlier, that's saying something. These two were already a couple of madly in love newlyweds, but adding a baby to the picture has brought them even closer together. Now more than ever, they're making some form of physical contact in every picture in an effort to stay close to one another. There's another gesture Meghan Markle has been making frequently, and it's one shared by the majority of pregnant women. Since announcing her pregnancy, she's become comfortable letting her hand linger over her growing stomach. While her pregnancy was a secret, she would often hold a handbag or accessory over it, but now she's ready to embrace her pregnant belly quite literally. It seems she has at least one hand on her bump most of the time, even though she isn't showing much yet. This is a tenderly maternal gesture, which suggests she will be a very hands-on mother once her baby arrives. In addition to showing affection, this gesture also conveys no small amount of excitement. Prince Harry has often spoke about how much he looks forward to having children, and it seems his wife seems the same way. Putting her hands on her stomach conveys excitement, affection, and devotion to her child. When she isn't standing next to her husband, Meghan often uses both of her hands to cradle her stomach. While this couple has always been fans of hand-holding, their style has evolved since becoming pregnant. More often than not, Harry has taken to resting his hand on top of Meghan's. This is a subtle way of expressing his desire to protect his wife and child. And based on her body language in response, Meghan is definitely feeling the love. Little things like hand-holding may sound incredibly simple, but sometimes the little things can say a lot. Unhappy couples could never display the loving body language we see these two engaging in. Not only do these types of sweet gestures send a message, but they also help keep the relationship strong. Making physical contact with your partner helps release oxytocin, which is a hormone which promotes bonding. Simply put, the closer you get physically, the closer you feel emotionally. If you think about it, our skin is our largest organ, so it's no surprise a simple touch can have so much power. During times of stress, it can be tempting to physically pull away from your partner, but this often makes things worse. By holding back, you're missing out on a great, all-natural way to decrease the stress hormone, cortisol. A simple session of hand-holding or hugging can make you feel remarkably better. Members of the royal family are supposed to limit their amount of PDA, but we're glad to see Meghan Markle and Prince Harry haven't cut down on it too much. It's great they're focused on keeping their marriage strong despite all of their other important obligations, especially now that they have a baby on the way. Historically, royal fathers were much less involved in the lives of their children. It was considered normal for them to not show up for the births of their children. This was the case for years, until eventually Queen Elizabeth insisted her husband Prince Philip be on hand for the birth of their son, Prince Edward. After experiencing 2 deliveries alone, she decided she wanted her husband by her side, regardless of what tradition dictates. We can't say for sure, but we would be surprised if Prince Harry doesn't choose to be there for the birth of his child as well. Even if they're not touching one another, Meghan and Harry stay close by making one another laugh. While it may not actually be the best medicine, sharing a giggle with your partner does release tons of feel-good endorphins. Women really do love men who can make them laugh, and that's just down to pretty simple science. When Harry and Meghan smile at one another, it's a sure sign they're feeling great. While Harry is often the one to reach out, Meghan isn't afraid to carry some of the burden, or an umbrella if the situation calls for it. While we usually see Harry resting his hand on Meghan or standing slightly in front of her, she has her way of showing her love as well. She leans into him, showing that she accepts and appreciates his gestures of protectiveness. When she holds him close, it's her way of saying that she appreciates his stability and support, and he looks all too happy to provide it to his new family. Taken individually, all of these gestures show the different ways Meghan and Harry express their love of one another. But like with most other couples, it's how their actions complement one another that shows their true strength as a couple. Their actions are often complementary towards one another, and you won't see Meghan squirm when Harry rests his hands on hers. Everyone has different preferences when it comes to PDA, and thankfully these two seem to perpetually be on the same page. Harry has had over 3 decades of experience attending royal engagements, while Meghan Markle is new to this unusual lifestyle. With this in mind, it's no wonder he typically adopts a more commanding position, and it's something Meghan clearly appreciates. We've seen her look to him when wondering the proper time to curtsy, and it seems she's happy to follow his lead in this regard. Soon, Prince Harry will have a brand new family member he will have to introduce to the customs and requirements of the royal family. As Meghan's pregnancy continues, it's possible her comfort level might change. A gesture of affection she once found sweet might grow to become unwanted. But so far, these two have been almost perfectly in sync with one another, and we have no doubt they will adapt to any changes as a couple. Pregnancy brings on many changes for everyone involved, and it couldn't be more clear that both Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are looking forward to taking them on together. What do you think the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be like as parents? Will they take after William and Kate, or will they develop their own methods? Tell us your predictions in the comments section, and then click on the subscribe button for more videos from the Taco. Bye for now!